Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to introduce this beautiful queen to the podcast. Karla, I'm going to let her say hello in a moment, has been one of my one-to-one clients for about 4 months, and she's still in my life as a friend and as a client in a group setting. And so I cannot wait for you to hear her story. So, Karla, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Victoria. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for this opportunity to share my story with all your beautiful people that follow you. That is a lot. And I'm so happy and glad that I have the opportunity to having life to do it today.
Yes, I can't wait for them to hear your story. But before we go into that, I've just got some 10 fun, quick questions to get so the listeners can understand your vibe. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, number one, it's always three in one. Your name, where you're from, your age.
Okay, I'm Karla. I am 41 years old and I am from Mexico.
Sweet or savory?
Savory, spicy.
Spicy, hell yeah. I'm still obsessed with that sauce you brought me.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Good. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I think I am more now early. I
Early.
used to be night, but now I early.
Yeah. Weights or cardio if you had to pick one?
Wait,
Three things you love.
my family, um, God, and myself.
Yes, you put yourself in there. I was hoping that you would. Do you have a favorite quote or a favorite mantra or something that you've been saying in your head over and over again during recovery that you want to share?
Trusting God, God works better than me.
I love that. Okay, this is a funny one I always love to ask. Something that you like that someone else might consider strange or a bit weird.
Um, I like put pillows all around my bed to sleep, and if I turn one side or the other, I have pillows to hug.
That's cute. I have that with do you know what a dressing gown is?
No.
Like it's like a robe, when you wake up in the morning or at nighttime, you have
Oh
like a
yeah, yeah, yeah. Got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
we English call them dressing gowns. I This is like reminds me when I was a child. I have to sleep with one. Wouter's one side of me, my soon to be husband is one side of me, and I have to have my dressing gown the other side. So it's similar to you to have something like there. That's
Yeah.
interesting, right?
Yeah. It's funny.
Love
Yeah.
that. Okay, three things you love about yourself specifically.
Well, I love my my power now, like
Mm.
my inside power. I love that is growing in me, like the love for myself is growing every day more. And I love like the woman that I am today, all
Mm.
that I am today. I
Wow,
love.
I love all of that too. Okay, two more. If you could be an animal, what animal would you be and why?
Ooh, I love pumas. Like I obsessed with pumas, but I also like dolphins. So I am between one or two.
That's two different ones.
Yeah, it's totally right. One is the earth and one is the water. But
Mm.
I mean, I think the pumas are so protector with the
Mm.
families, and so they have so much ability to run, to climb. That's for me is awesome. But also the dolphins, they have also very careful each other,
Mm.
and all the time are swimming in families and together, and they're super smart. So I am between of that.
And you can have both, of course you can. You get whatever you want.
Yes.
And last one before we go into your story, Carla. Imagine the distant future. Let's say you're over 100 years old and you're on your deathbed and you're looking back over your life that hasn't happened yet and that has already happened. What are you most proud of yourself for?
I will be proud. I am proud, and I will be proud of defeat anorexia and all the ED, and believe that I can have a better life.
Yes. And let's go into your story then. So share with us in as much depth as you feel comfortable sharing when the eating disorder happened for you, started for you, and I'll have questions along the way when you share.
Well, like I started at 15, but for sure, I think I have some ideas before 15. You know, the diets, and I hear a lot of my family talking about diets. So at 15 years, I got in a prostate surgery. So they take me I have cystic ovary, or how do you say that? Cystics.
Oh, cystic fib, no. Like something wrong with, is it in, where is it?
In the I, ovarian? How do you say? I forgot like the name. Well, I can check now. Yeah, don't worry. Sorry. Well, I have a surgery.
Yeah.
So I start losing weight after my surgery because I cannot eat properly, maybe 2, 3 days. You know, I have a light diet. And then I think that connect with my chip to anorexia. And they, oh my God, this is amazing. I get losing weight. And in this moment, I watch a movie. I think we watched this movie that it's about the carpenters, you know,
Oh,
this
the
band.
Carpenters. I've heard of, I don't think I've seen the movie, but I've heard of them.
Yeah, so it's about the life of the woman that sing there, and
Wow.
she has anorexia and she dies for anorexia. But instead of scaring me, was like a wow, this is amazing. And this happened to me, so I'm going to do it. And I start like literally not eating, and I have like a very chronic anorexia. I need to go like literally a lot of times to the hospital, and because I was very underweight and I was eating nothing until last time. And in that moment, at least in my country, no one talks about anorexia. So the doctors always try to look something physical more than in my mind. So they even
Yeah.
wants to put me in a surgery again, or like try to like fix something in myself, but in my body, not in my mind. So last time I remember like, and it was a not a private hospital, it was the public hospital. So it was horrible be there, like literally, like I think was 8 beds in the same room.
Wow.
And one bathroom for all of the kids that we are there, like literally horrible. So the only thing I want to go is out, right? I want to be out of that. So the doctor came and said, if you don't eat, you are going to die. And I don't know what you need to do, but you need to eat. Like very, very rude with me. But in that moment, I say, okay, you want to eat? I'm going to eat. So I'm going to eat. But I start with bulimia in that moment. Like, I'm not going to take that. So I'm going to eat, but I'm going to go to the bathroom every time that I eat. And I start to, so I get when, not too much, but I gain so I can go out. So I get out. And I start my process in between bulimia and anorexia, because I never feel like I have this process of a really big binge, but I binge, of course, because I have these cycles. And at 18 years, my mom put me in a recovery center, and I've been there like around 1 month inside. And they helped me, yes, they helped me to with the behaviors. I think more than with my mind. I stopped doing the behaviors of bulimia and anorexia. I start eating, but my chip never changed. So I always be like worry about gain, and try to control in this. I put it like this:
Mm.
healthy eating, healthy and movement, healthy, and everything between that. And I always play with that. I always be in that.
Yeah. Did your mum know then that you were making yourself sick and trying to starve yourself? I mean, she must have known to send you somewhere, but how much did you share with her? Because I think a lot of people struggle sharing with their family and friends we're good at hiding it. That's what I'm saying, because
Yeah.
I used to hide it too. So how much did you willingly share with your mum, or did you not want to and she found out?
Well, I think she knows that since the beginning something was wrong with me. but she cannot express. So after she put me in the hospital when anorexia, she was really worried, I remember. So she like really tried to help me, bring some nurses to the house, and they put me just this when they put some water here, like with
Oh, like a baptizing kind of thing, or
yeah, like she tries everything to me, like everything. And when she said, I think she also get tired to try in some moment because it was 3 difficult years for her. No, yeah, 3 difficult years. And then she just say, I don't know when it's going to stop this, because also between 16 and 18, I take therapy outside, never in a clinic, outside, and nothing get better, right? Instead gets worse. So I remember one day I wake up crying. I think I have this anxiety crisis. And I went to my mom's bedroom. It was night. She was sleeping. I was, Mom, I cannot do this anymore. I'm sick. And I have bulimia. And she just hugged me. And yeah, she really was. I cannot say anything wrong with my mom. It's the best mom in the world. She hugged me and said, we are going to find something together. Don't worry, you are going to be okay. And I remember in that moment was not internet as used to be right now. So we have these yellow pages,
yes, I remember.
Yeah. So, and that's just told me before because I forgot it, and said, and she told me that she takes the yellow page because she also doesn't know anything about the anorexia in that moment, right? And bulimia, nothing. So I remember she said, like, she opened the book and tried to look anorexia, bulimia, and a clinics appear. Like, she even look in all the pages. She opened and the clinic appears. So she sent me to them. Of course, was really expensive. I don't know if that's happening in all the countries, but in our countries, like, literally it's not open that for all the people. And
Yeah.
it's kind of sad because it's just like selected people can go and can pay. So I remember that my mom said, okay, doesn't matter, whatever I need to do, I'm going to do it. And she did. And
Wow.
I mean, I think she saved me in that moment. But yeah, the problem is, like, in my mind, never switch.
Yeah, so
So
it was so you came out of the clinics having your behaviors change temporarily, and then
yes,
you just went back to your usual behaviors when you was in your normal life again.
yes. Maybe it takes a little more, around 1 year to take it, all of the behaviors again.
Yeah.
Because I was still in therapy for maybe 1 or 2 years out the clinic. That helps, but still, it's like you said before, we used to be very find a way to
Yes. Yes.
hide
Yeah.
everything, and we are really good in that. We
Yeah.
are really good liars
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
So the people didn't notice anything because I was in my weight, right? So they didn't
Yeah.
notice any different in my map. Just she eats healthy.
Yeah.
And all the people, like, it's funny because all around me things that I was the people that just eat healthy is like my label, right? But inside of me is like just not what's eating healthy. And it was just restriction all the time.
Yeah. Talk to me
So
about the OCD that you experienced, because this is very common. I experienced it too, with like everything having to be in the right place outside having an anxiety attack. What OCD did you experience for most of your life through the eating disorders?
well, it was really difficult eat in public or in person. Like, I just try to avoid the moments to eat with someone. And I used to carry my food. Like, when I met my husband, I was 17, and I used to bring my own food because they eat meat, and I stopped eating meat in that moment. So I bring my food, and was really strange for the family. Like, why she's bringing her food, right? So I tried to explain why, and they accepted, but still, I think they think was weird doing
Yeah.
that. And then, yeah, just everything hiding. Like, I am vegetarian, so I cannot eat. Sorry, I am vegetarian, I cannot eat. So that was my excuse all my life, right?
Yeah.
And because always in Mexico, we used to eat a lot like meat and chicken, and it's always in there. Or that have I don't know, lactose. So I said, no, this lactose I cannot eat. Sorry, like just
Yeah, you can
everything
hide
hiding
behind.
me, yeah, in my habits more than like I don't want to eat. That's the real inside.
Yes.
And I think also like, yes, like you say, you have these routines, like you need to eat after you do this. Like I cannot eat if I if I for sure I don't have breakfast. Never. Like that's is like, why breakfast not? I got to say like keep all my calories until my big meal, and that's it. So yes, I think I just can be able to eat at 12, and that's it. And actually, I remember when I go out, I was in the university, and because I need I start classes really early, and I have these breaks between classes, and that's happened. And I used to live very close to the university. I return, come, eat, and because it caused me so many anxiety, I prefer go to sleep. So I eat and sleep, so I don't feel the anxiety and wake up. I need to go to university, but in that moment, I didn't see what am I hiding, right? But the only thing is was just retarding the process of healing. Instead of just go to the fear and feel the anxiety to eating, I just go and sleep.
Yeah. And talk about the exercise compulsion
And
that
the
you have.
exercise was always in my life, like literally always. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But yeah, the last 5 years was really, I think more actually. I think this starts maybe 10 years ago, like when I say I'm going to do exercise, and my little daughter take gymnastics. In that moment was little, it's no more little, it's but the teacher giving also classes to the moms. So I say, okay, I'm going to take the classes. And then I start with that classes then in my house. And I remember I start waking me up early until the moment that was since 3 years ago. I wake up 3:30 at morning and I start doing exercise until everything starts. And I cannot skip any day. Like literally, if that day is sleep for one reason, 12 a.m. doesn't matter. I need to be there 3 a.m.
Yeah. And then you found me at the age of what, 40 or 41?
40.
At the age of 40. And
Yes.
what made you, I mean, I know, but just so the listeners, if they're really following and understanding where you're at now, what made you reach out to me when you heard me?
I was so lost. I didn't recognize me in any of me. Like literally, yes, I was lost. I was feeling really unfeel any place. I feel unplaced all the time, scared for everything. I cannot live. Like I don't feel joy with anything. I remember doing the exercise 4 in the morning, being there. I even don't know why I'm there, but I just feel like a machine, just doing. And in my mind, also sometimes have this flash like, why are you doing here? What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Mm.
And it's like, I don't know, but I need to continue. I know it's good to do exercise, so I'm going to do it.
Mm.
But without any reason, even the food, I cannot literally eat a smoothie complete because that makes me freaking out, because I start, instead of seeing food, I just see, macros all the time, like counting the macros. And I start reading all the things that it's not good to read when you are in an eating disorder, right? Like it's the fasting is good, so it's good. Or you know what, the lactose are so bad, so stop eating lactose. Or you know what, the carbs are so bad, so don't eat carbs. Well, you know what? Almost everything. So it was in a moment, maybe 1 week before, like, what am I going to eat? Because I cannot eat anything and everything is bad.
Yeah.
So,
That's confirmation bias just for you and all the listeners. So when we go down the Google rabbit hole, we're going to find what we want to find. And because you had an identity of anorexia, of course, you're going to find things to support your identity of anorexia to be like, yeah, see, I know that I can't eat this and I know that I can't eat that. And the only time that changes is when you change. And so we started working together. And I just want to talk about the investment real quick because I usually ask this later on, but I remember we had our consultation call. You were full of fear, but there was just something pulling you to work with me. And you basically gave almost your whole life savings to
yes.
to work with me, which was so inspiring to me that you did that. How did you trust me without knowing me? How did you trust yourself to take that leap of faith?
For sure, I believe in God, and I think was God. I mean, I was praying for my recovering literally for at least 1 year ago, like, please help me. And with all my heart crying, literally, I don't know how many days. And then I was taking therapy before contacting you, and nothing happens, nothing changed. Um, so I was really desesperating because I I wasn't able to control myself. And I know if I continue like that, I will die.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember writing in this, I don't know, like writing to you, but don't thinking, right? It's just like a scream to the world, like, help me, I need to find a way because I don't want to die.
Mm.
That's true. I mean, I didn't do the anorexia or the eating disorder. I didn't have it because I want to die.
Mm. Yeah.
Just cannot stop it. And I want to live. And I want to live because I might have my family, and that's something that I always carry with me, right? Like, I need to take care of these kids, and I am doing this. So I follow you in your podcast, so maybe 3 4 months ago, and I remember I listened to you during doing my exercise. And sometimes during my exercise, I think I never told you this, but I was doing my exercise, and maybe few times I just sit in and start crying, listen to you, like, why I'm doing this. And then but I feel you very high, like very away of me, like impossible to reach you. I don't know, I feel in that moment like, no, it's not possible. Then I start looking for you, right? Your web page, your everything. And then I said, okay, I'm going to try. And just press the button, write to you, and the magic happened. I don't have any doubt when I talk to you. When you ask for the investment, it's like, and the fun is like almost the same amount that I was keeping in my savings. So
Mm.
now I reflecting, for sure was a purpose because it was almost the same amount, right? Like,
Yeah.
no less, just that.
Mm.
And was difficult at the moment to give that because was
Yeah.
for me was,
Yeah.
oh my God. And I remember I said, I have this for an emergency. And you told me, do you think this is not an emergency?
To save your own life, I think that's the biggest emergency you'll ever experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, I no regrets at all. I
Mm.
have my life now back. And I even think in the invest anymore in the money. It's just any regrets. I am so grateful for you, and even you deserve more than that.
Thank you. Well, just thank you, Karla. But I want to go into you and how incredibly strong you are because we started coaching I wish, in fact, when you send me a picture for this podcast, I want to send me one that you was talking about before we pressed record that your employer was telling you, so we can see a comparison of how you look today
Okay.
compared to when you did, because there's just a world of difference. I remember exactly what you looked like when I first had our ever call together, and you were just like, now you look like a different woman, and your energy is like 1,000 times calmer. The first call, you could not sit still. You were like fidgeting, and you were like your whole energy was anxious, and now you're just sat there like just chilled and having a chat. It's amazing to see, really is.
Yes, now I can see it. Remember, I cannot see it.
Exactly. So let's talk about the start of recovery then. So obviously, I will blow my own trumpet here. I support a lot and I'm with you every single step. So when you sign up, and I've done this with coaches before, something shifts. You just feel supported. You've made the investment, you've made the decision, and it's like, right, we're doing this. How, I know it's really difficult to answer this question, Karla, because it's so broad and it's not one answer. How did you stop purging, being sick? And how did you get past that fear of eating when I'm saying, right, we need to eat more, we need to add this in? And then you're like, oh my God, what are you doing to me? And I'm like, where's the photo? I'm lovingly pressuring you. How did you get past that fear, and how did you stop the purging? Because that's a big question I have a lot as well.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the beginning, you just need to eat, right? And I start eating, and when you start saying, okay, I remember the first day that you asked me to go to an ice cream. I said, an ice cream, really? um, and you say today, like canvas done today. You have 20 hours to do it. And I got take my kids and I say, okay, let's go to have an ice cream. And you know what? That gave me the courage because they turned to me, Mom, are you going to have an ice cream?
Mm.
Yes. And I remember, the light of Alexa when I take the ice cream, and she was looking like, Mommy, are you eating? She was more excited than me. And that makes me eat the freaking ice cream, all of them. And was delicious. And then was so many joy in that moment that I just really literally believe that I'm going to do it correctly for them. Because look at her eyes, give me the power to continue.
I'm also crying right now. I still have that photo. I will never delete that photo of you holding that ice cream, because it was you were already doing the action steps, but when that happened, that massively shifted your power to keep pushing and to keep pushing. And what about the bulimia aspect of it? I know obviously the support, was it just having me as a support? What helped you not take that really harmful action when you felt like everything in your body? Because I've been there, where everything in your body is screaming at you to go and get rid of it.
Yeah, the sensation of fullness.
Yeah.
Hard. I mean,
Yes.
I remember I have so many tummy aches eating.
You did. Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, how I'm going to like pass through this. But it's like the continuing, because you always support me like it's not going to be forever. Just wait, just give time to your body, like sit down or walk a little bit and believe in your body. Your body can do this. Your body can. So I was so necessity of recover that I just say, okay, I need to do it. I remember cry the first month, crying almost every day when I has to eat something and eat it so slow and take it some times to finish a big plate. And yeah, I just want like the ED always tempted to me to run and do something else, go to exercise, go to the bathroom, go to do something. But the other part of me, I call God, it's just, you are in the correct place. Just continue, continue. And when I give the proofs to my brain that that is going to be better, after some proofs, okay, I know it's hurting, but it's going to pass. Maybe in 10 minutes I'm going to feel better. So just calm down and it's going to be okay. And it's hard, I think.
You
So
used music, didn't you? Music supported you.
yeah, music. Yes, I listen so many, like worship music, music that you send it to me. Yeah, and also meditations. Remember that you sent me a
Yes.
lot of meditations too. So I think just listen that, meditate, and you always tell me keep focused in what you are going to be, because you made us did an exercise at 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. Where are you going to be? So I just keep looking the 10 years away, not the woman that I am in that moment. Because if I look that moment, it just keep concentrating in what I was.
Yeah.
I never will out, right? I
Yes,
just was
exactly.
feeling in that moment. So yeah, your support every step was like literally unexplicable. Like I don't have words to say it, because if you wasn't there, for sure I will running out and do my other things that I used to do.
Yeah. Wow, you are just incredibly, incredibly strong. Because what I really want people to take away from you sharing your story, and I know that you do too, and I'm thinking of one woman in particular, and when I send this to her, she'll know exactly who it is. People think they're stuck forever, and people think that the compulsion to purge and to restrict, they think that there's no way out. But tell them, speak to them, Karla, and tell them how you felt the same, and there's a way out. Look at you now.
Yeah, it's a way. I mean, we both we both was there, and we know that that compelled situation just put it in a prison that with all the walls are dark and you can see not the light. But when you open the door a little bit, because that the funny thing is that door is not locked.
Yeah,
You
yes,
always can open it.
yeah.
Sometimes you open it and you get scared of the light and you close it and you think these
Mm,
four walls dark are the same place, but
mm,
it's just keep going. The light is good, keep going and open. And maybe sometimes your eyes get a little bit of, I don't know, get sick of the light. Maybe you get sick of the light, but if you keep opening and you open all the door, you will find a way, not just to another room, like a full world outside waiting for you. And
mm.
it's possible. Just trust in the process. You always say trust in the process. It's one step to the other and trust in the process. And of course it's hard, difficult. It's going to be a lot of cry there, a lot of sad, sometimes a lot of lost in
Yes.
those moments. But everything is just a moment,
Mm,
just some moments, and then it's going to pass and you are going to be okay after
mm,
some, literally it's no more than 30 minutes when you feel so
mm.
bad. At least no, for me never one was an hour, never feel bad for an hour. Like of course I keep these hard feelings for 30 minutes in so many moments in the day, but then pass. And
Yeah.
when that pass, when that 30 minutes pass and you see like I did, it did, and I didn't do anything to just eating, and then come a little bit of proud, come a bit a little hug of God, like okay, now we are going to the next one, right?
Yes.
And these little steps and little hugs of God is make you go and make it easy every day.
Exactly. And especially with messages from me every day, and I'm celebrating you so much for all the steps you're taking. You look back in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and you're like, wow. I remember a few times you were like, and it was so cute. You were like, I had like a food in front of me, and I got up and I walked around the kitchen, then I sat down, then I got up and then I cried, and then I'm like just like want to finish this stupid food, and it's so hard, but you just kept
Yeah.
doing it and doing it and doing it. And now, I mean, tell us, how is your relationship with food now?
Yeah, and I remember, sorry for that, I'm going to tell you that, but I remember
Yeah.
I text you, I opened the fridge and I text you, I don't know what I need to cook. And I
Yes.
take hours to cook. I just to say like, just cook whatever is you wanted.
Yeah.
And I remember I take hours to cook something, then it's got better.
And I remember
Yeah.
being like, more butter, more cheese, add this, and you're like, ah, what are you doing to me? More cake, more dessert.
More dessert. Like now you eat one dessert, now two. And I said, okay.
It just shows that it's so important to work with someone who you really get on with, isn't it? And who you really connect with, because again, this is why I became a coach, not a therapist. The relationship that you and I have and that we have had, it needs to be personal. In
Yes.
my opinion, I mean, yes, I'm professional, but I'm so personal because it fucking needs to be. You
Yes.
can't carry and support someone through anorexia recovery if you're not personal with them, because in my opinion it's too clinical. Then it just doesn't work. You don't feel like I'm holding your hand. It feels like I'm at the top just shouting you to come this way, but that's not. I needed like step by step support every day.
I mean, I told you I was with a lot of the like psychologists. For sure, they are very professional. I don't say that they are not, but this close, this close, and this can text you anytime, and you was there all the time, like pushing me.
Mm.
Literally, was no any day, even when you have something to do. I don't know your schedule, but you have a life, and doesn't matter. You was there,
Mm.
and I never feel alone. Never feel alone in this process, and more like my coach. I feel like my my hermanita. I told you, like, you walk with me every step, and you miss anything on my process.
Yeah. And I love it's such an honor. Really, it is, Carla. How describe I'd love to go into by the way, are you okay for about another 15 minutes?
Yes.
Time. I would love for you to talk about the physical symptoms that you touched on earlier. That's a big deal. And you know, some of my other clients experienced that, and I did too. So the physical aspects of recovery, which isn't nice, can you touch on that and then tell us how you experience that if you do now?
Well, yeah, at the beginning, of course, is like the fulfillment is horrible. Like the first time that you feel fulfillment is like, what is this? You feel the food until here and you cannot eat anything. And it's like cramps, a lot of cramps. Your tummy hair is bloated all the time. Sometimes, or the sweaties. I remember have so much
Yeah.
sweaties. In the bed, I was like, okay, I'm starting menopause or what happened here? I was sweating at night so bad. And then yeah, your bodies change all the time. Like you gaining weight, of course, that's the point,
That's the
right?
point, right? But it's still scary as hell when it happens.
Scary, yeah, because when it start happening, it's like, okay, when happens for first time, I'm trip of my first size that is not fitting on me, wasn't fitting on me. It was like, oh, okay, this just a start. Like I really, this just a start when I feel like that, and I have 5 size
Wow.
when I start,
Incredible.
and yeah, it's scary to see what's how your body's changing. And I think you and me chat about like about how you are going to keep so much, in my case and in so many cases, so much fat inside of your, in the front of your tummy, because it's a normal healing, right? Like it's a process. So accept that you cannot control
No. Nope.
anything in, and it's a
Nope.
pro, and you don't know how many years it's going to be like that, but this is my healthy body.
Mm.
So yes, I have a little bit of more fat here. And so I touch it now. I used to touch it so violent by saying so horrible things about, and you help me with be kind. Be kind with that part, right? Just have a reason to be there. Have a function, giving a function to every part of your body, like the legs help to walk, to run, your tummy, give a space for your kids to live there, and now it's helping you to process and good function of all your system, and like giving a function helps me a lot now.
And what about your relationship with exercise now?
Well, I'm start doing exercise, but I'm start doing like knowing that compel, like never wake up and again at 3 a.m. I cannot. I cannot wake up at 3 a.m. Never.
Good.
I cannot even at 5.
Yeah.
So I wake up sometimes at 5, but no for exercise. And then yeah, I do it like it's not a schedule. If I have time, I go to the gym. If I don't have time, I don't go. I'm trying to go twice a week, but sometimes I cannot go twice a week. So I also start doing yoga, that I think yoga was so boring, like steady, and who wants to do yoga? Just the lazy people. And then I say now, oh, I like yoga. It's nice. It's connect. You move your body. You really feel your muscles. Like it's nice. I enjoy that too.
Yeah, it's a world of difference. I just love, it's incredible how far you've come. What about your relationship with food? How would you would you say you eat intuitively now? Would you say that you still have to just push yourself a little bit to ensure you're still eating regularly? Like I'm really interested in how you are like currently.
I think I still have a little times of mechanical eating. Like I don't have hungry, but I need to eat
Yes.
still. Like I'm trying to keep the same that you told me, like breakfast, snack. Sometimes, of course, now in breakfast I'm hungry.
Good.
Never used, so I always have breakfast because I'm hungry, like really early. Then snack, then lunch break. This I think sometimes now is at night. I am not hungry. I'm not that hungry anymore, but I eat. So that is my mechanical eat because I need to.
Yes.
And then I do that. Like I think intuitive but mechanical together. And when it's intuitive and the intuition tell me don't eat, I will eat now. I don't going
And
to
do you enjoy food? Do you enjoy food now?
Oh yes, I enjoy food. Yeah, I like food. I really like food. And I used to cannot eat so many sweets, remember? Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so sweet. I cannot eat. Now I enjoy a little bit of the sweet. It's like, oh, it tastes good. I like it. Yeah. I like sweets and I enjoy any kind of food. And remember last week I used to be vegetarian all my life. But last week I just grabbed the tuna.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if I said no, it's like a restriction. And if I craving it for something, so I eat the tuna.
Amazing. Because your body wanted it, you fancied it, and so you allowed that.
Yes.
What was
So
the
I
most
am discovering new foods around me. Like I never tried it before, and okay, why not? Let's go try it.
Wow. And do you have any fear foods? So are you scared of any foods anymore?
Not scared. I'm not scared of foods anymore. No, I'm not scared. I mean, I can go and eat. Yes, that's fine.
Wow. Okay, a few more questions. Which one shall I pick? Okay, what was the hardest thing about coaching, and what was your favorite thing about coaching? Well, when I say coaching, your recovery journey. What was the hardest thing about it?
Well, at the beginning, eat and eat more and do not do exercise. That was so hard. Like these two things together. Oh, I remember calling you crying, like, I want to exercise so bad. And oh my God, my body was so ache in that moment.
It was for a long time. Your muscles were aching for weeks.
For weeks. Yeah. And just cannot do anything. Just that was hard. And start in my mind, like, oh my God, instead of doing exercise, I just need to eat. That was a
One
revelation.
contrast to the other.
Contrasting, yeah. And I think that was the hardest thing. Less hard
Over time.
over time, but still at the end, like when you ask, okay, you need to eat 2 desserts. I remember like, how?
It's a good job
How?
you love me.
Yeah, how in the world? And I remember I say like my mind, like I think my mind and myself was connecting, but my conscious not. So when I write to you and I say, oh no, I said this, and she will ask me this now.
Yeah, you were like, oh, I'm still scared of this is this. And I'm like, well, obviously I'm going to be like, okay, so today I want to, and you're like, oh shit.
What I said.
That's what I was there for. And look at
Yeah.
you now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
And
I think that was the best part also. Like
mm,
it's the hard part, but the best part was you was there.
mm,
And you never let me,
no.
and again the easy.
No.
So you were very conscious when I was listen, when I was like tripping, when I was hearing the lies
Yes.
of the ED. And you always like, look at that. This is coming from the ED. This is coming from our OCD. This is not for you. Like always telling me what is the correct thing to do. And or not the correct, let's not say correct because we correct. Like, yeah, the healthy also not because it could be
The most
healthy or
aligned thing for you and your
yeah,
recovery.
likely to do. Yeah, that's the word.
Because
Yes.
I love you too much, and every one of my clients, I love you too much to allow you to go back. So sometimes I didn't have to use tough love with you very much. Sometimes I would bring it in, I would kick you up the ass sometimes, but not often for you. Everyone's different. But whenever I do that, and sometimes I might be a bit harsh, it's because I love you so much. I am unavailable for you to go back to the hellhole of the ED. And so
Yes.
love doesn't always look like sunshine and rainbows, and it doesn't always look like that, right? And obviously you trusted, it was my job was easy with you because you fully trusted me, and you
Yes.
also have faith. And those two together, including your inner strength and your determination to recover, this is why you are why you are. My mantra for myself through my recovery, and I do like to swear, so it has a swear word in it, was whatever it fucking takes. It was like that, like whatever it fucking like, and that just got me through because I was unavailable to not recover. I just couldn't. I didn't like you. I didn't want to, it was either die or recover. And I don't want to be half-arsing in the middle anywhere
Yes.
for years. Fuck that. Here we
It's
are.
true. Here we are. Like, yes, the same as you. I don't want to die. I need to. And I think this part of me and you that we talked before about being very rebellious since was
Yes. Oh,
little,
yes. I see you, sister.
that helps us to be here because one
Yes.
time we take the decision that don't go back, it's like it's not possible to go back.
No. And that's the
Not
easy
enough.
way out. And we don't take the easy way out because the easy way out is to run back to the safety of the eating disorder. And
Yes.
we can do hard things. And everyone listening to this, you can do hard things. And so don't allow yourself to take the easy way out and run back to the safety of the ED.
Yes, you always told me that. Like when I say I cannot do that, I can't. I maybe I cannot. I say, but you are already doing hard things. Why you are not can do that?
Yeah.
And
And you
you
did
always
it.
reframe things that I used to do that hard things, so you can do it now.
And you did. And so
Mm.
the best part, not the best part, but the most exciting part for me to share, to ask you on this podcast is your new business. Tell us all about that. And are you also taking on clients who are English speaking as well as Spanish? So tell us all about what you're doing now and how you're supporting women.
Well, because I am recovered and I'm far away, and I believe that recovery is possible for all the women. And I know there is so many, like literally suffer in silence.
Yeah.
And I know, and my only way to return to the universe, to God, is helping another woman, because it was possible for me, and I literally was living in the hell. Is is possible for anyone, and
Yeah.
I know it's possible. So I'm going to be. I'm a coach, and I'm taking now in Spanish because it's my like my language, so I can support more. Of course, I can support in English, but I feel more confident in Spanish, of course. Um, but I think the process is the same in English and in Spanish.
Oh, absolutely. And your English is brilliant. So you can, in my opinion, you can also support in English as well.
Okay.
But your niche, isn't it, is going to be Latin American?
Yes, all Spanish speakers can reach me to me. Also English, I can speak like talk to me, but it's more direct to Spanish American, because sadly in our Latin America countries, we are a little back in the progress of this oh yeah, of the treatments of ED. I know now, like there is a lot of like a new generation trying to do better things. That is excited. Like how many people are looking for bring new things to the to help the woman. But still, I know there is so many women, like in my age, like adults, just keeping inside, because just telling the world that you are just doing all these behaviors during all your life is scary. And in some point they believe that is the only way that they have to live.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not the only way. There are so many beautiful, I mean, the life is so beautiful. And remember, you said you think you love, but when you be recovered, you will love how is love. And I start feeling that love.
Mm.
And I want to share that love to all these women.
Mm.
So
Yes.
yeah, I'm going to start my business of coaching 101. And please reach me if you need or you have any questions. I'm open, and I really want to take the hands to the other women as you take as me, and walk to this, go out to the hell to the heaven. It's not easy, but that's why I'm going to be there.
Yes. And this is why you went through what you went through.
Yes.
This is why. And this is why I went through what I went through, to be of service. And I need more words to describe how proud I am of you and how inspired I am by you, Karla, and just how strong you are. So thank you for trusting me. Thank you for choosing yourself. And now thank you in advance for all the women you're going to help to change their entire life. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Victoria. And also, I mean, I know there are so many people that are going to reach to you. And I want to tell that all people are, oh my God, you cannot have any better decision. Victoria is an angel. Is a coach, but more than a coach, is an amazing human being. Is an angel, and she's, as she said, she's kind. I never feel like you like literally was really strong, but just your work came to my. I need to do whatever you said, and well, she's really kind, and also she's like really share herself in like no portion or no restriction. She's just everything for you, and it's going to be there for you, just for you. So you cannot have better company than her,
Thank
literally.
you. Thank you, Karla. And I hope that women reach out to you so you can support them. So is there any last words you'd like to say before we end the episode?
Well, thank you for letting me talk today about my story. And yes, I just want to reaffirm that everyone have a life after ED, because that life that they have right now is not a life.
Yeah.
Seems like it's alive, but it's not alive. And everyone have we have a purpose in the life, but ED is not a purpose. It's
No.
just a liar, and it's a stealer of the lives. And when you open that door, even if it feels scary, just run to the fear. And after that fear is going to be life.
Yes, wow. What a beautiful place to end. Thank you, Karla. And reach out to Karla because she's taking on clients. And as I always share with those that do decide to coach after recovery, Karla, the investment will be lower than what I ask for, but it won't be low for very long because she's also in my business coaching as well. So reach out to her now. This is your cue. If you've been on the fence and you didn't think recovery was possible, and now you've heard Karla's story and you're like, maybe that could be me, but I don't trust myself. Reach out to Karla. Just have a call with her for free to just see how you connect. And yeah, I just want to say, if you're on the fence, act now, because why would you wait to live your life? Why wait? So thank you, Karla. I love you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.